Hello, I'm Coach Ashley, and today we're going to work on hip mobility. So, first thing we're going to do is warm up. As we do, talk about why we do warm-ups, why we are focused on hip mobility, sitting all day long as we talk. Go ahead and fan your knees. Sitting all day long, our hip flexors start to shorten, and it can cause lower back pain. Making sure that our glutes are nice and stretched, making sure that our hips are nice and open and we have great range of motion can help us avoid lots of pain down the road. Also really great for runners and walkers, anyone trying to keep on the move. Taking care of your hips is a big component of your health. So you'll feel these muscles starting to warm. If you're doing this on a hard surface, you can actually kind of feel a massage here. Bringing it back to center, we're going to engage our core, keeping our lower back pressed in, open our arms up for some support, and we're going to bring our knees into the air and just draw some knee circles. The smaller you make these circles, the easier it'll be. The harder you make this circle, the more your core has to engage. And let's go both ways. All right, as we come back to center, we're going to do one more warm up here. Hugging in one knee, sending our opposite leg out. We call this wind removing pose in yoga because as you hug your knee in, exhale, inhale to switch. Exhale, inhale to switch. And you can keep that going. Any lower back issues, just bend your knees, keep your legs closer to your body. Let's do this for 3 more sets. Really focusing on your breath. Little baby crunch in the middle there. Last one. All right, bring them back in. Now, in yoga, you've probably seen Happy Baby, where your feet are out wide. You could have your hands on your thighs, your shins, or if you'd like to reach up to your ankles or the outsides of your feet. We'll do this again at the very end as well. Rocking side to side, you should feel a little bit of a spine massage. For 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to center, we're going to plant our feet on the floor. Take one ankle to cross on your thigh. You're just going to make a big figure 4 out of your leg. And here's where that range of motion part starts. See how far back you can send your top knee. Opening up. Take a big breath in. As we exhale, our top foot is going to reach for the floor as we twist. You might hear a little crack pop. That's okay. It's just those little vertebrae finding their homes. Now, as our legs settle, our weight settles there, take our gaze opposite our legs and take a few deep breaths. Anytime we're twisted in yoga, we believe that's an opportunity for us to detox. Take a deep breath, let go of something, bring something new in. And inhale back to center. We use that inhale to support our spine as we do that. Now, go ahead. We're going to switch legs. Again, opening up. Sending our knee back. And when we're ready, exhaling our top foot to the floor with a twist. Take our gaze opposite for 3 breaths. Taking deep breaths in our nose and out our mouth helps the spindles in our muscles to relax and release. Inhale back to center. Now, we're going to take this knee here, hug it in, get a nice stretch. Deep breath, exhale, and we're actually going to rock ourselves up to a seat. Getting fancy here. Almost didn't make it. Here we go. Sitting in our pike position. If you have tight hamstrings, sitting up on a pillow will definitely help here. Just hugging our leg in. Taking a deep breath, we're going to throw in a twist. Looking toward the back of the room. Twisting to the outside of our top leg. Taking a breath here. And as we exhale back to center, We're going to increase that stretch again if you want. You can stay here or give yourself a little fold toward your feet. Couple deep breaths. And back to center. All right, let's switch legs. Our other leg comes in for that hug. Sit up really tall, deep breath. And when you're ready for that twist, let's go for it. Coming back to center for our fold. Deep breathing. And if we ever have knee pain here with a straight leg, we can think about bringing our toe back toward our shin. That'll engage those muscles around our kneecap. And relax. All right, we're going to swing our legs around. Take one leg forward. We're going to get down into a little low lunge. So the most important part here is that we have a nice angle from our back knee through to our front knee. Notice it's a nice straight line. If not, if we end up sitting our hips back, we're not really getting the stretch and we're putting a lot of pressure on our quads, our hamstrings. Instead, surrendering our hips forward. So here in our low lunge. And now working into that range of motion, we can take both hands to the inside of our front foot. And if we want to heel toe our foot out wide, make it into a lizard pose. You can always turn this into a strength activity by going up on your back foot. You can flip your toe if you want. Spending some time here to breathe. You can also play with this by flipping your back foot. And this is where we can kind of open up our inside hip flexor. You'll see it better when I go to the other side. If it's difficult to be down to your wrist, feel free to use a block or something to help. And back to center. Rolling our foot back down. And I'm going to send my front leg back. Do a little up dog here. You could be on your forearms for this. Taking a few breaths. And I'm just going to go back to child's pose, reaching our hips for our heels, walking our hands forward. Before we switch sides. All right, team. Let's go. Other leg is forward. Again, finding that great low lunge. Squaring our hips. Taking a few breaths here to melt our weight down. Taking our hands to the inside of our front foot for lizard, we can heel toe our foot out wide. And if you want that strength, up on our back foot. Another option for the wrists is to go to a fist. And if you'd like to do that opening in your back hip, go ahead and just flip your foot like you're about to do a warrior. Bring your hands close to the inside of your front leg and feel the opening of your hip flexor here. Again, if you have a block or anything, feel free. I'm just taking a few breaths here. One more deep breath and rotating it back. We're going to walk our front foot forward, or front foot back. Find our hip extension to the front. Big breath. And exhale. Reach our hips back. Now you can repeat that as many times as you'd like. You can even throw in some hip openers like our down dog, where we throw a leg in the air and stack our hips. You've got those options here. I'm going to lead you through a little cool down back the way we came. Go ahead, back to our back. And this time, let's go to happy baby here. See if you can reach a little bit further. Opening our hips, rocking side to side. Taking this breath back to center. Crossing our ankles and rocking ourselves to our seat. One last option here is fire log pose. Now butterfly is also an option for the hip opening in the front. You can also take one shin, put it in the center, take your other foot, stack on top. You'll notice right now my hip's way up in the air. That's very common in fire log. It is a tightness of our hips, trying to settle everything down. Let me just take a few breaths here and you can add that little fold if that helps. Remembering to relax your head. We'll take 3 giant breaths here. Make them loud, make them proud. One more. And done. Feel free to go back to any of those exercises, adding in knee circles, hip circles. I'll show you those real quick. But those are all really great ways. These are my hip circles. Really great ways to add range of motion and strength to the hip area. Have fun.